Mr. Akbar was shocked to see the condition of the school building. Bricks, stone slabs, rotten bits of wood, broken glass, rusting metal, and heaps of smashed tiles were scattered around the ground. The ground stood barren as nobody had thought to develop it. It was more like a horror house than a school building. It was the only school building in this town, but people were not interested in sending their kids for education. The school building was inhabited with everything but humans. The villagers were living very hard and tough lives. Children, especially girls, were deprived of basic rights. Mr. Akbar was a newly appointed teacher in this town. He cleaned the school ground and set the assembly area for students to come, but very few students attended. Mr. Akbar did not lose hope and went to the village homes to encourage people to send their kids to school. Many of them refused, saying they had no time for education as they struggled to earn their bread and butter from dawn to dusk. The next day, Mr. Akbar saw a little girl, Maya, sitting under a light pole and reading an old book. He was surprised. She was, in fact, a ray of hope. He went closer to see her. On asking, she told him that she faced many challenges to have access to education. One of the hardest challenges she encountered was poverty. Her father was a scrap picker and unable to bear her school expenses. Every day when her father returned home, Maya would find old books from the scrap to read. Her mother also supported her studies and encouraged her to read. Unfortunately, there was no school for girls, and she faced many difficulties. Mr. Akbar appreciated her spirit of learning. He went to see her parents and promised to facilitate her. Maya's parents also assured Mr. Bala Akbar that they would help in arranging a meeting with other villagers. Soon a meeting was arranged. Maya and her parents encouraged the villagers to send their kids to school. Mr. Akbar promised to teach their kids without any fee, and the kids would also get books and stationery from the school. Despite his promise, the number of students hardly increased. The villagers still did not send their daughters. Maya was the only girl in school. Sitting with so many boys was awkward for her, but her parents were willing to do it for the sake of her education. One fine morning, Maya heard her parents talking about their landlord, who had been bitten by a snake and admitted to the hospital. Maya went to see him with her parents. The condition of the hospital was no better than the school. Medical staff was not available, and the hospital was not even equipped with proper facilities. A ward boy was attending to the landlord carelessly, who was crying in pain. Maya rushed to him and removed his shoes. Then she took a handkerchief and tied the landlord's leg near the wound. She also told the ward boy to bring soap and water to wash the wound. Lastly, she covered the bite with a clean, dry dressing. Meanwhile, the doctor arrived and attended to the patient. He examined the landlord carefully and told him that a little delay would have been dangerous for him. He asked Maya how she had known what to do. She told him that she wanted to be a doctor and that she used to read books about medical and first aid methods. She had recently read about the treatment for snake bites and followed the instructions for the landlord. Everyone was happy because her intelligence saved the landlord's life, and it happened because of her interest in reading. Mr. Akbar appreciated her efforts, and the landlord promised to help fund the school in the village, especially for girls. Equal opportunities can bring success to the country, and development can only be achieved when everyone is treated equally.